semester for you. Probably, I would say 90% of the students are probably not prepared for that level of rigor if their biology and English classes are combined. So that's definitely something you want to think about. Students tend to do better second semester if they have their biology and their English course together, but if you get them together first semester, definitely want to make sure that you get out of the gate early. The two classes combined, and some of the students may want to speak to that, they're very rigorous if you end up with a bio course and Mr. Ritchie's English course at the same time, especially freshman fall semester, because you're kind of coming in and the transition tends to be a little bit more difficult in fall semester as opposed to moving from fall to second semester. Does anybody want to speak to that? Anybody that had Ritchie? Somebody who's I'm sorry. Yes.
Can you speak about that?
Andrew. Andrew's in there. Get Andrew.
Let me grab.
AJ. Really hard work. Freshman Friday is pretty scary.
Okay, so guys, these are students that actually have biology and they have their English course together this semester.
Okay, so if you have Ritchie and bio, it really ends on which you're like really good at. But pretty much you either get to choose an A in one class and a B in the other. That's just how it works. So if you want to focus really hard on Ritchie, that's good, you'll get an A, but you'll probably get a B in bio. Or if you want to focus really hard on bio, then you'll get a B in Ritchie.
Or you have a B in both. You will be really stressed out all the time, always, because that's what I am. And usually, whatever you do, I'll take Ritchie. If you have Ritchie and bio at the same time, get a class change. Like get a schedule change and just have them in different semesters.
Yeah, but everybody won't be able to do that. Guys, let me say something also. Kind of coming in, don't start the rigor. You don't want to come in if any of you have siblings and your siblings are headed off to universities, maybe in the fall, or if they're already in universities. Don't start the rigor. Like, don't come in trying to get the easiest, or the teachers that may have reputations of being the easiest, or trying to take the easiest courses. Colleges are really putting a lot of emphasis on rigor. And trust me, even if you take a biology course and get a B, that doesn't mean you're not going to get into some of the great universities, some of the major universities. You just need to make sure that you're working hard. But they're definitely looking for rigor. So if you don't have any rigor in your schedule, that's not going to help you at the end of 4 years when you're trying to apply, or at the end of 3 years when you start to apply to some of these major universities.
Yeah, like they'd rather have you get a B in a really hard class like an AP course than just go easy and go all general. Because if you let's just say you have a 4.0 and you've managed to go through just like art and all general classes and all that stuff, they're not going to really count that as hard courses, and they can tell that you're a lazy student. But if you work really hard and you take some rigorous courses, maybe if you get a B in some of them, they'll see that you've worked really hard.
And adding to what Zach said, do a lot of activities outside of school and with the school, because colleges might look for somebody with a 4.0, but if they don't have anything outside of the school, they prefer to go with somebody with 3.8 with things outside of school.
So marching band needs members.
Oh yeah, and pit for marching band if anybody can play metal.
Yeah, the arts are really good as well, guys. So you do want to focus on things other than just maybe the core stuff. Make sure you're doing some of the arts.
Yes, I do.
Okay, any more questions?
Anybody have questions? Yes, Gabby. You've asked good questions, same as Noah. You've asked good questions. Continue.
What is the schedule like?
4 classes a day.
Schedule. It's awesome. It's really good. I love it.
It's really fun.
It's like because you don't have a lot of homework because we at Peachtree did like what 7? Yes.
7.
You have 7 classes, so you have
longer, you don't really notice the classes are that much longer.
Yeah, it actually goes by really quickly because you're always doing something. And if you have time during class, you can finish your homework in class. In math, we always have time to do our homework, and we don't have any homework at night anymore. So.
And it's nice because like if you have one class one semester that you don't really like as much, then like you don't have to have it again the next semester. You can get a new course that's probably like 4 or 5 for you.
Should I go now?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, what do you guys do when you're stressed out?
I have a meditation track on my phone, and I lay in my bed and listen to it. Like so.
I take a nap.
Yeah. Naps are awesome.
Is it good? Is it a good question? Is it a good question?
I'm gonna say it's high school growing up.
Jack, take some of them. Jack, take your own advice. Take stuff.
Same.
What is Freshman Friday?
No, it's real. It's real.
I've been kidnapped, shoved in a closet, and dumped in the trash can.
Okay, moving on, guys, moving on.
A question about biology. Let's not go off topic. Yes, James. I'll get you covered.
What are some experiments and projects we do in the class?
Good, thank you.
So they mentioned from dissections, DNA extraction. We're actually working on a gel electrophoresis project now where we're trying to set up and run a technique called gel electrophoresis. So they're designing gel chambers. And we're kind of in the middle of doing them now. It's typically a technique. Once you've extracted DNA, you can actually run DNA. Get some information about the genetic we try to do a lot of hands-on stuff. Some mini activities and then some labs that are longer labs. We do like an enzyme lab. So when we get to our major units, we'll try to do at least one lab that will probably take us a couple of days, and then there's some shorter activities that we do with that.
Will the kids talk about the write-up part of that? How difficult is it to write up one of those labs that you have them do?
Don't now wait till the night before. You'll be testing in further labs. So make sure you have lots of friends.
You don't know how to do that.
That's a lot of kids.
It's not difficult, it's just a ton of writing. There's so many sections you have to do, and it'll take up about 6 pages.
And what is a big part of grade, and I can't help your grade.
Yeah, it's
Generally, like this one for my labs is either 13 pages long. So yeah,
It's just a lot of writing. It's not like difficult. It's just a lot.
Also, and you don't have time to write up the labs. Like my students aren't required to submit labs until Friday, so even if we start the lab at the beginning of the week, the students will have maybe 2 or 3 days once we completed the lab, at least a couple of days days to actually get their write-up completed and submitted. So it's not like you'll do the lab one day and then the next day the write-up is due. There's usually a little bit of time to get the write-up. But like you're saying, you don't want to wait until the last minute because it can take you a bit of time to write it.
Also, like, if you aren't doing as good on, like, the tests or quizzes, the labs definitely help to bring your grade up. So, make sure, like, if you're, let's say you're getting, like, 20 people